So here the development of the male gametophyte after pollination when it's already inside the ovule. The pollen grain, it actually remain inert inside the pollen chamber of the ovule for about 4 months. After that, they start germinating again. Now the tube cell, it elongates, breaking the exine. Okay, it breaks the exine to form a slender, long-branched pollen tube. And whereas the generative cell, it will become larger. Okay, this generative cell, it will become larger and it will divide to give rise to a stalk cell and a body cell. Okay, so what happened? The tube cell will elongate, will break the exine and it will elongate to form a tube cell, whereas the generative cell will divide, will enlarge in size, it will divide to give rise to a stalk cell and a body cell. And here a body cell is often called as a spermatogenous cell. Okay, remember this, that a body cell is also referred to as a spermatogenous cell. Now, with the absorption of moisture from the pollen chamber, because everything happened inside the pollen chamber now, inside the ovule. So here the pollen chamber, it contains moisture. So this cell, it will absorb, the microspore cell, it will absorb the moisture from the pollen chamber and the microspore swells. So the tube cell, it stretches out through the ruptured point of the exine of the microspore wall, forming a slender pollen tube. Okay, it will form a slender pollen tube. And also here the pollen tube will grow downward through the nucellus, digesting and breaking down the tissues of the floor of the pollen chamber, serving as a nutritive haustorium. Here you can see the pollen chamber. So the pollen tube, it will grow downward. Okay, it will also grow downward through the nucellus, through this nucellus, digesting and breaking down the tissues of the floor of the pollen chamber, and also it serves as a nutritive haustorium. So the pollen tube here, it functions as a nutritive haustorium. Now the stalk cell, this one, the stalk cell, it remains in contact with the prothelial cell and it does not divide any further. And also you can see here in figure E where the prothelial cell, it penetrates the stalk cell. You can see here the stalk cell, it remains in contact with the prothelial cell, and in the next step the prothelial cell will penetrate the stalk cell. Whereas the body cell, or we call it a spermatogenous cell, it enlarges in size and also it develops two blepharoplasts. You can see here two basal body. Okay, two basal body or the blepharoplasts, they appear in the body cell. Now around the nucleus, you can see here this is the nucleus. So two blepharoplasts develop around the nucleus, and also you can see here that each of these blepharoplasts, they consist of fibers. They consist of fibers radiating out from its center. You can see here the fibers are radiating out from the center of the blepharoplast. Now just before fertilization, the body cell divides into two cells, and these two cells are referred to as the sperm mother cell. The sperm mother cell, each containing a nucleus and one blepharoplast. Okay, so here the body cell, With two blepharoplasts, it will divide to give rise to two spermatocells, each with a nucleus and a blepharoplast. Now the blepharoplast, in the next step, it will elongate to form a spirally coiled structure from which arise thousands of cilia, okay, which will help the sperm to swim inside the pollen chamber. Here you can see these are the spirally coiled structure from which thousands of cilia arise, okay, from these blepharoplasts. So sorry. Now these it actually remains like this for some time, but later on these two sperms will get separated. Okay, these two sperm cells will get separated and the sperms will start to swim inside the pollen chamber.